I want to give a heartfelt and special thanks to all my guests today. My producers and I are committed to bringing you the best examples of human compassion and virtue, people who have truly made a difference. In my book, Creating Love, I wrote about the need for an Ordinary People's Hall of Fame. I'm entering Peter, Mitchell, Jonathan, Linda, Mark, Jelka, and Alfred, and Steve in my Hall of Fame today. Actors and actresses get Tonys and Emmys. Athletes get cards honoring them, and authors get on the bestsellers list. Why not a Hall of Fame for ordinary people? We could have a Hall of Fame for everyone who makes a difference. A housewife's Hall of Fame, mail carrier's Hall of Fame, you get my drift. And we could have cards that record each person's story so that we could put them in our purses and wallets and carry them with us, and when we're feeling low or we're feeling sorry for ourselves, we could read them for inspiration. The words of an American poet say it well. Lives of great people all remind us we can make our lives sublime, and we can leave behind us footprints on the sands of time, footprints that perhaps another, sailing o'er life's tempestuous main, a forlorn and shipwrecked brother or sister, seeing, may take heart again. These are my thoughts for the day. We'll see you on the next Bradshaw Difference. We all get wrapped up in our own lives. We're too busy to stop and help a friend or a neighbor. If you get one thing out of today's show, it's that you can make a difference.
I walked around and I seen Peter lying there with blood coming out of the top of his head, out of his nose, oozing through his blue jeans.
3 days after I got hit, they took my left leg.
Nothing I can do will ever pay back what I did to you.
I just like to say thank you for everything you've done for us.
Thank you.
Oh, that is so sweet.
I got kicked off the bus for, just causing little mischief.
So you were raising hell.
He never went home, actually. That was like almost 10 years ago, so he never went home.
They are truly extraordinary people. Today on the Bradshaw Difference. I believe in the power of positive television. Life is not a problem to be solved. It's a mystery to be lived. As the marriage goes, so goes the family. There are some extraordinary people out there who have shown incredible selflessness and generosity to complete strangers. And sometimes you can change someone's life by the simple act of forgiveness. Could you forgive someone who almost killed you and left you with a lifelong handicap? My first guest did that. Peter Whiteley. Welcome, Peter. Peter, tell us, you were pulled over, stopped by the road, fixing a mattress on top of your car, and...
I was tying up a mattress for my mother-in-law right after I got off of work at Rothman, and we pulled over because it was getting loose, and so I was tightening it up, standing behind the bumper of the car, the tailgate, and he came over the hill and got me in the middle of him. Guess I thought I'd be Superman and stop him.
Okay. So you taken to the hospital, you were in a coma?
For 5 days, and 3 days after I got hit, they took my left leg.
They took your left leg. You were very angry in the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what happened?
What happened? Well, when I was 15, 16, I was into a lot of drugs and alcohol and doing everything you wouldn't supposed to be doing. And my sister gave me a second chance, told me to move away from Oregon and come out to Missouri, and so I did, and I took a second chance. I straightened my life out, and then he hit me, and I figured why not pass the second chance on.
So this is Mark Clausner?
Yes.
And you hit him, you panicked, you...
I was in a blackout state. I really didn't remember hitting him.
Okay, so you were in an alcoholic blackout?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I am a recovering alcoholic. I blacked out when I left the bar. I don't remember driving down the road. I remember looking up over my hood, which was crumpled up, and seeing the back bumper of this car smashed into the back seat. I was so inebriated at the time that I wasn't aware that I had even hit this car yet.
Okay, let me just say something. Blackout, an alcoholic blackout is like brain amnesia.
Yes.
I'm also a recovered alcoholic, and I had literally hundreds of those, and it's a very frightening thing about alcoholism. We need to understand it.
Yes.
So anyway, you're in an alcoholic blackout when you're aware that you thought you had killed him.
Yeah. I still didn't realize that I had hit the car, and I didn't realize he was standing behind it. I stepped out of my truck to walk to the car to see if everybody was okay. And when my memory really started to come to, and I came out of my blackout basically, is when I seen a puddle of blood coming from between my truck and the car. And I walked around and I seen Peter lying there with blood coming out of the top of his head, out of his nose, oozing through his blue jeans. And he was just laying there, and I dropped to my knees and started praying and asked him if he was okay. And he was unconscious.
Okay, so the first time you tried to send him a card, but you really didn't see him again until the courtroom scene. And you were facing a penitentiary.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about that when you went up to him.
Okay. It had been I had been in jail, held in jail for 3 days, and it was really hard for me to call. I didn't call anybody and let them know where I was for 3 days, because I was ashamed, disgraced. And I wanted to apologize to him. I didn't want to live anymore. But how do you apologize to somebody that, you just destroyed their lives,
So you walk in the courtroom, he's in a wheelchair?
Yes, and my lawyer told me he wanted to see me in the back room, in the conference room. And I wanted to talk to him too, but I was very nervous. And he starts wheeling into the conference room. I thought he was going to hit his good leg on the door, so I jumped up and opened the door for him. And I remember the first words came out of his mouth. I was speechless, The first words came out of his mouth were, "Hey, I forgive you, man. No hard feelings. If it wasn't you, it would have been a chainsaw." And right then and there, because I couldn't forgive myself, and I don't understand forgiving somebody for that, And right then, I just busted out crying. I couldn't handle it.
So Peter, what were you feeling there?
I was almost as scared as he was. I was terrified. I didn't know how he was going to react to the way I was feeling, because he could have just shrugged it off and gone about his life and still stayed an alcoholic and not changed or anything. But he took my apology wholeheartedly. He quit drinking. He quit doing drugs. And together we want to help other people.
Man, that is great. That is an incredible story. That's an incredible story. Congratulations to you guys. It's hard not to tear up thinking about the power of forgiveness. We talk about it, we hear sermons on it, but you guys are really showing it to us. Now, you got married recently, Peter?
Yes.
And you invited him to your wedding. Yeah, in fact, you all have become friends?
Yes.
And so he was in your wedding, or?
No,
okay.
He didn't show up for that because
I still couldn't. It was hard for me to face
So you're
him.
still,
I was still dealing with a lot of emotions at the time.
A lot of shame.
I was still very emotionally unstable.
What about, but you're getting ready to get married?
Yes.
And he's going to be one of your best men?
He's going to be one of my groomsmen, yes. My dad's going to be my best man.
That's incredible. He's going to be an incredible. Is there anything that you want to say to him again that you haven't said?
To Peter, I know an apology. Oh, you're going to make me cry.
It's okay, you got me crying.
Nothing I can do will ever pay back what I did to you. Oh, God, here we go. It's still hard for me to deal with,
Hey, tears are good. Tears are good. We got a crazy thing about tears in our culture.
So, I can say I'm sorry, but that the words will never express how I really feel, There is still some shame inside of me, I didn't realize it till now. I thought I was doing pretty good, but I still got some work to do, I guess. I love you. That's about all I can say.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. It's truly amazing to see such an incredible turnaround. My next guest also stepped forward and risked his career so that he could help AIDS patients for free. Stay with us. You're HIV positive.
I'm HIV positive. I didn't know nowhere else to turn. I didn't know who to go to. And he just said, I'm going to help you. And it was just like God has sent an angel